What up, 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 YouTube? Welcome back to another major market breakdown where we get into all of our best setups for the week. I'm just going to start y'all off. I already had this on my screen because I called this out yesterday in the chats. And just in case y'all don't believe me, I do want to go ahead and just boast real quick before we get everything started. I have like a 96% win rate in our free chat. The free chat is down in the description. That like you can go check my work. If I'm lying, I'm crying. But every trade in the free chat is counted and tracked. And right now we're at 42-2. All right, 42-2 in 2025 in the free chat. As far as all the trades that have been sent out, you can go scroll and look at every single win, every single TP, all of that. That's all in there, all in the description. So go ahead and slide over there. If you haven't already, hit that like button, that sub button, and that bell icon. All of that is gonna tell the algorithm this is good content and it needs to get pushed forward. All right. Without further ado, let's get into it. You know, I like to start off with DXY. We got that slight push higher. We went a little bit higher than was I was expecting, but we ended up getting that push downward that we were looking for, and we traded accordingly. On Euro, we found some pretty good buy positions, and we found some secondary buy positions, and we're kind of just chilling. We're gonna see about if some more can come about. We're really in a very similar place to where we were last week. See, you know what I'm saying? We just went up and came back into the same exact spot for the most part. I'm going a hard time frame. Get a better look at it. A little bit of wonkiness, but not basically in the same. Let me go to exactly the week. Yeah, basically. Yeah, essentially in the same exact place within like what, like blah blah, like maybe 100 points, maybe 100 points. We've closing up underneath this little key level last week though. I did like for us to not see too much bullishness when the week opens. I think we'll probably come up, maybe reject that again, if that at all, and then start sliding towards sorry, I had to hit that little button. Start sliding towards this here bottom out that we're looking to catch and take away, and that is going to look fairly good on. Dang, my computer's mad loud. I hope the microphone can't hear that, but at the moment my computer's mad loud. I hate it. I gotta move this over. Actually, let me just get rid of that. It's already sent in the chat. So it doesn't really make a difference. From where you're from where the dollar just sits, like I could see price just kind of like booming up from here. I would love though to get a very slight pullback to this low key level, sort of matching, mirroring exactly what the euro what the dollar's doing, and then give us a clean break to test out this high here, and that'll be an opportunity for good 120 points on euro. Not the most amount of points on euro, but I will be looking to trail my stops. So I will be looking to just TP there and get out on AUD USD. It'll look something similar. I didn't actually trade the buy on AU. It would have been essentially perfect. But from last week, the way we set it up, I just wasn't paying attention to it. It would have worked out if you guys were here for last week's video. It would have been perfectly fine and would have worked out. That's why I tell y'all to go ahead and hit that like button, that sub button, so other people can see it. You know what I'm saying? More people can be on the winning side of the market. I don't know if y'all know this, but 90% of traders are not profitable or consistent at this. So the goal is to kind of help more people, get into the space and benefit from it. Because like before it was just being an investor or trader made you beat inflation, all right? Just because you had your money doing work, you know what I mean? Plus whatever else you were doing in life. Now it's getting into the point where it's like, man, it takes like investing, trading, maybe some automation, maybe you got like so you doing some sales on the back end, you know what I'm saying? It takes a lot to really beat the market now. So the better you are at trading, the easier it is to really do that. And the regular everyday person is gonna have to be, in some capacity, an investor in it. As we move into this new age of the future, like everybody's gonna have to have something invested into the system of everything, right? And I think that's just like how our society's trying to kind of like go towards. If that makes sense to y'all. AU, I feel like is such a good buy because I think gold is a good buy, right? I'll probably be buying more AU than I'll be buying Euro this week. Mostly because I like to buy gold, but I don't like to buy. Gold's really volatile. So I don't like to go with the heavy lots on on gold. I like to go heavy lots on forex pairs all day. But when they correlate, like say we're gonna find a U.S. oil trade, well, I could go lighter on the U.S. oil lots and go heavy on the CAD JPY lots. You know what I'm saying? Because they correlate. So when you find forex pairs that correlate with your more volatile assets, you definitely want to kind of balance the risk you're taking. What are we looking at next? Look at GBP US Dizzle. That one just soared last week. That just completely soared. Like I didn't have no opportunity to get. I mean, the way that I let you guys know about it, I didn't really give you guys an opportunity to get. I said, look, wait for it to pull back into here, and we gonna get in. It shot off. Did this little tiny wiki here that didn't even touch this little swing high here. So I know a lot of folks probably just didn't get in. The early fifth folks probably got in, but I know a lot of folks probably just waited this out. Anybody that's of the mind of precision trading, that we teach over here, probably just let this kind of shoot off. But now that it has shot off, we can probably find a pretty good entry with something like a little fib level. You know what I'm saying? Oop, wrong one. Let me see. That area looks like a good level, but I have been missing with the golden zone all summer. So it's not gonna make me completely change the strategy or change how I'm using the fib. I'm just gonna change the focus of the zone. Cause you see how let me move this for a second. Check out my golden zone here has two separate prongs, and I usually like to trade it within this middle piece of it here. But sometimes charts just be wanting to go on about their business, and sometimes it'll be more towards the top prong or more towards the bottom prong. And it seems like in these markets towards the end of the summer, at least with these forex pairs, it wants to shoot off. So I will be more focused on the top part of my golden zone. I moved that just a little bit too much. The top part of my golden zone. So I'm gonna want it to bump back into this little area here just to kind of get to this little consolidation, and then I'll be ready to buy. Now, seeing as that has that much room, it does kind of give me a slight inclination that either there's going to be some extra volatility or the dollar is going to move more than I think. But since Euro and AU were lining up closer, I'm thinking there's just going to be a little bit more volatility, and that's what's going to give this enough room to actually pull back that much and give us an entry. We hope. We hope. This isn't. I always say this isn't financial advice. This is me, coming in trying to help you guys do better trading. This is really how I set myself up for the week. Like, you guys are actually seeing how I get ready for the week. When the week starts, and I'll set like a little alert right here. Boom. And then I'll just go on about my life. And then when price gets down there, it's send an alert to my phone. I'll check. Oh, does it look like it's projecting that? What does it look like? Whoop. And then I'll trade. And that's generally how I just set alerts around the areas that I'm talking about on these videos, and that's really how I trade. It's, I mean, of course, there's sauce to it. You know what I mean? We teach that, and it takes a little bit of time to really get the sauce to it. But when you guys are watching me do it, you guys are getting the full scope. Anything extra that I'm doing is just looking at, you know, the Forex Factory articles, things like that. Share that right here, stuff like that. Or if I slide over to, you know, my own tool, and you know, I put in some. That was for NZD CAD. That was last week though. Sure, that's outdated. Everything shows neutral during the weekend for the tool, and this tool is free, completely free. You guys can find this in the description below as well. Completely free to use. You don't have to sign up or do nothing. Like when you click it, it's gonna pull up the screen, and you can type in a symbol and then search the symbol, and it's gonna tell you neutral momentum, bullish momentum, bearish momentum. It's gonna basically give you a directional bias. Now, if it says neutral and it's in one of your go zones, that doesn't mean it's a bad trade necessarily. That just means it's like probably gonna take more time than you think to move away from your go zone. What I would say is though, like pull up the tool when it's in your go zone and refresh it every couple of hours, because it's probably gonna get pushed, you know what I mean, into a state of having, you know, some incoming momentum in your favor, right? Now this says incoming momentum, right? This is a predictor. It's not telling you what's already happened, all right? It says incoming momentum, okay? So like there's a lot of tools out there that tells you, you know, tries to give you a gauge of what's going on based on what's already happened. This is similar to that, except it actually gives you what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? And like, I've been using this. This has been out for months, and it's way more accurate than I could have even imagined when I created it. And it's definitely one of my passion projects, I'll say, just because I wanted to have one of these to my own, like, because I paid for other people's tools just to check them out, see how how accurate they are, and you know, I wanted to build something that's not complicated, and this is like, it's a really simple tool, but it's really effective for your trading. So like, it doesn't do everything. It doesn't, you know, we're still building it to bring you some news articles and things like that. Those updates will become pretty soon, but you know, as its core function is to be able to give you a directional bias so you can execute trades better, and it supplemented with all the coding from, you know, i.e. it's basically coded with precision trading, right? It's coded to look for precision trading opportunities, and precision trading opportunities happen in certain types of market conditions where this tool is able to read out. So we have a bot that trades precision trading, and then we have a tool that looks for precision trades all the time. You just have to go and actually, like, you know, use it. So all these, you know, tools and accessories that I've kind of built around my own trading, kind of, it makes it, you know, pretty easy for me to not spend a whole bunch of extra time staring at the charts, you know, having to really, you know, put in 40 plus hours a week to you know, make my monions. I spend maybe like 10 to 15 on a really volatile week, just because I'm the fund manager. It'll be like 20-25 hours on a chart, just because I'm responsible for more than just, you know, my own funds. But like for my general, like my own personal woodad, I don't gotta spend that much time on the charts. So I like it to be that way. I used to love being on the charts for hours on end, but I understand that the regular everyday person doesn't want to become a full-time 40 hours a week trader. That's not, you know, what everybody wants to do. So we built a system to make it so you don't have to. So click those free links in the description, get involved with the community, ask us questions, learn more and whatnot, the who-dads. I'm gonna get back into this, give some little NASDAQ testimony real quick before we get out of here. I said I don't like calling tops and bottoms. I say it all the time, but I'm not gonna lie. Um, I am in sells. Not like I took the sells personally. One of my bots took some sells. Also took some buys, but it's a hedge fund bot, so it does that. But I do see some selling happening. I'm not gonna say that we're gonna see the huge sell off that I was looking for like a couple of weeks ago. It's still possible, you know. These levels here. Actually, I'm on the wrong one. I know. So I already have a bunch of markings. Yeah, there we go. We may not see this happen here in the short term. That's fine. NASDAQ looks pretty good right now. Investors are confident. Now, granted, we did just get some numbers that may give us some. I know CPI came out hot, but also cold because they have like core CPI and then they got like the headline CPI, and it was basically mixed. So I'm not 100% sure. We have to see what housing starts and building permits looks like. That's coming out early week. FOMC is going to be on the 20th. And then existing home sales is going to be on the 21st. And I feel like existing home sales is going to be pretty volatile because, you know, the housing market is a big question mark right now. So that's going to give us a good gauge for, you know, right now, and, you know, like how the rate cuts are going to affect, or what the percentage of, you know, what the rate cuts are going to be, you know, coming up in September. So that's going to give a lot of there's going to be a lot of context that's going to become a little more clear this week, I believe. So I'll say just kind of chill. I'm just letting my bot do what it does on NASDAQ. I'm not personally trading NASDAQ right now. I'm gonna let it do what it do. And if we get like a breakout to the downside or a breakout to the upside, then yeah, I'll get more interested. But as it stands, I'm just gonna kind of let the fundamentals come out, and then we'll reevaluate on next week's episode from there, because we're gonna get a lot more context this week. So I wouldn't want to say something and have to retract it, or anything like that. So we just gotta let that be for now. But gold, looking to buy it, man. Listen, so okay, I charted this up, but I didn't call the trade, and I didn't take the trade either, because something in me was a little like iffy, because like we have this range here, right? We have this consolidation where it's all choppy, all messy, all ugly, but we have slight trend happening within this consolidation. I've been able to spot this trend, and in this trend we have a buy. And I think I'm going to take it when the market opens, but I'm going to put the risk very low, right? Because if the area fails, then we're going to the bottom of the range, and I don't want to just be holding all that drawdown for no reason. So I'll take this. I'm going to take this, but I'm not calling it, it's a very low risk, high reward, but I'm not taking like a big lot or nothing like that. I'm just going to, pop, and just to, throw it in there. It's been mad choppy up and down, but there is slight trend within it. Just hope my stop loss don't get taken out instantaneously, but I will say this: I'm not taking this buy until I take a euro buy. So when I take a euro buy, then I'm gonna take this buy. Now, if this stop loss has already been, it's already lowered by then, oh well, you know what I mean? I'll probably still throw a little entry in there. But that's how I'm playing this by ear with correlation. Because it's kind of in a way it's in no man's land, because it's in the middle. It's kind of in the middle of this range, but from a slightly different perspective, it's kind of on a trend line. So, and we're looking to buy against the dollar anyway this week. So a little bit of a correlation trade there, just to kind of throw that in the mix. Now, I say this every week. If you guys want me to break down a specific pair or anything like that, like get into it, just let me know. I will be doing on Wednesdays. We're gonna start dropping stock breakdown videos because I'm starting to understand that there's more people like super duper interested in the stock world and whatnot. And even though I don't trade stock that much, I do have stocks and I do trade stocks. So I'm gonna just give y'all what I do and just let y'all take the value out of that. So gonna have a whole new live show dropping on Wednesdays. Well, actually no, it's not gonna be a live show. It's gonna be like an episode show like these. We doing the live shows still every Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings. So make sure y'all are there for the NYSE Open. We go live 30 minutes before the opening bell. Chilling, chatting, finding trades. So come make some money with us. You feel me? Come make some money with us. Make sure you hit that like button, that sub button, and that bell icon. All of that is going to tell the algorithm that this is good content. It means to get pushed further into the ether. All right? I love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody today. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.